morning. My chair squeaks.
Good morning. Hello.
I'm aggravated by the squeaking chair.
I don't even think they can hear the squeaking chair.
No, it doesn't pick up on the microphone.
No?
A little bit. But not near as bad as it is in person.
It is pretty awful in person. I probably need to take some serious WD-40 to it.
He says this every week.
Every week I say this. I never do it. I sit in it all the time in the shop. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't. It's loud out there anyway, so I don't hear it.
Anyway,
Hi there.
we could go back to me standing, I guess.
There's that
so
option.
I should just get over it
There's
and
that
sit in the
option.
dang chair that squeaks. You would never say such a thing.
Ever.
Right. Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Warm N Cozy Quilting.
Good morning.
Hope
Yes.
you're having a wonderful day. It's beautiful.
Beautiful day outside.
Oh my gosh, Sarah. What?
Yo.
This dang thing is cut off.
Oh my God, who are we? Warm N Cozy Quilting, Columbia, Illinois.
It's fine.
We're about 15 minutes southeast of St.
Do you
Louis.
think it's fine?
Yeah.
Do you think we need to? I don't think we need to angle it up.
I haven't even drank my coffee
You
yet.
the cable. You got all the stuff to show.
Right.
It's okay.
You guys are getting the behind the scenes event today.
Fun.
That wasn't the plan, but that's what's happening.
Okay, how's it going?
Anyway, good morning.
So who are you? I'm Jason.
I'm Danielle.
Hi. Hello.
And behind the camera today we have
Sarah.
Hello, Sarah. Nice
Morning.
to meet you.
Good
And
morning.
you are the number one customers. Thank you for joining us today. Your first time joining us today. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to simply educate, inform, and check in with you all to make sure you're all doing well because somebody's got to do it. And we
Right.
need to check in on you because we miss you guys. We don't always get to see you because some people aren't getting out and about.
Yes.
This is a great way to say
Check
hi.
in with your quilt shop because we worry about you. So
Right. So Eula May looks forward to this day.
nice.
That's why we do this for you
Yes.
and everybody else. Thank you.
Yes.
But you specifically. We love you, Eula May. Thank you. We got some people that said hello. Let's say hi real quick to a couple people. We got Eileen, said good morning. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Cheryl. Good morning, Donna. Hello, Karen. Cindy's feeling patriotic today. We've got Jeanette. Hello from Rathbun Lake in Iowa.
Nice. Good
That
morning.
sounds fun.
Well,
Lake in Iowa.
I hope that we didn't already scare her away with our nonsense.
That's how it
Squeaky
goes.
chair.
It's squeaky chairs. They happen. Morning, Patty. Good to see you on. Hello, Joanne. Hello again, Eula May. And Karen will be by later today. Excellent. We'll be here.
Awesome. She's got a quilt to pick up.
Oh, that's right. And good morning, Heather. Hello, Donna. Eileen, check in with you. Walk out with bags of fabric. Well,
That's kind of how it happens.
we can only do so much to prevent that. We don't usually
Poor
try to
Eileen,
prevent
though. She came in and I said, "Hey, do you want to shop the back room?"
it. You bamboozled her with all that, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't even out on the floor yet, and so then she helped. She helped me carry it all
Get
to
it
the
out to the
floor.
floor. Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for that help,
She's
Eileen.
like, "Oh, "We'll take this one and this one." And this. I'm like, "Okay, cool." Putting the stock out.
Well,
Yeah.
helps. At least you got first shot at it, though. I mean,
Right.
how do you complain about that?
Right.
I can't imagine. Good morning, Jackie, and hello, Linda, and good morning, Alvina. Nice to see you on. So,
Okay.
before we run into too much today, we have our normal announcement. We have still birthday month happening. Still September.
What is it now? This is September.
Coffee has not kicked in yet. So we are 6.
Yeah.
6, and sometimes I act that way.
Right.
So what are we doing this weekend for our 6th birthday?
Well, we have. Sarah, you tell him.
It's our
That's why I made you say it. Yoo-hoo! Clearance
go out.
What in the world did I miss? I feel like there's a whole marketing thing that I've missed.
Big clearance blowout. It's from Frozen.
From Frozen, the lumberjack guy.
Yeah, it's the lumberjack guy.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I love that. Like, it's the only part of the entire movie I remember that I enjoyed.
Right. He was super hilarious. Frozen. You've seen the movie.
You got kids. You've seen the movie.
It's like the
Grandkids.
best
You've seen the movie.
part of the whole movie. For me.
Yeah, this guy. He's saying,
Family.
and then he's saying, big clearance blowout. Because he was
Okay.
selling all the summer stuff.
Did he? Was that in there?
It's Big Summer Blowout is the actual
Oh,
line.
well,
I've
anyway.
repurposed it for us.
Oh, okay. So
It's
back to the conversation.
our clearance blowout this weekend. So,
Oh, okay.
an extra $1 off per yard
Okay.
of all of your clearance fabrics.
Oh.
Also, I don't know if you saw the picture, Yesterday, Sarah posted a picture. We moved a ton of stuff to clearance.
Ton of stuff.
So I marked it down this week.
Right.
But already, just go ahead and take more off.
Because, yeah, that's
Right?
how that works.
So extra $1 off per yard of everything that's already on clearance. There's also some like 1 yard cuts.
Yeah. I saw them sitting on the table there.
Those are extra $1 off of whatever they are. So, and I think they were 1 yard cuts for $6. So
Good Lord.
$5.
For a 1 yard cut?
Then there's some others that are $8.99 that are $7.99, that kind of thing.
So what are we doing for our online friends for this event?
For our online friends, we got a code for you, right? And that is Yoo-hoo clearance blowout. No,
It's all out. It is case sensitive.
Clearance blowout.
No, it's just clear.
Oh, just clear?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Clear. See, she actually put it in the comments there. So
Oh,
if you're watching this without the comments, after this, go back to the comments. Check that out.
Right.
Use that code.
Just clear. And that
Clear.
gets you 10% off
Right.
of all of the clearance stuff. We already had somebody buy this morning.
Make
Yeah.
use of it. Do it. Go
So
now.
then you don't have to. I was so worried about this because, we're going to have online and in store. And what if somebody's trying to buy it at the same time? It has all been wonderful. Everything has worked out just fine. No problems. And, the worst that could happen is I have to call somebody and say, I'm sorry.
That's the worst that could happen.
Let me give you your money back. No big deal.
No big deal. And if
What
you're worried
is
about
big
coming
deal?
in because of the crowds, don't be afraid of that. You can come in. The crowds haven't been crazy. I think we had the most of the crowd last week with the
Yes.
Madhouse sale. That was a good time.
Yeah.
But with the clearance one, it's been a little more subdued. So if you're like, I don't want to get on with the crowd, it's okay. Come on by.
Yeah.
We're just fine. Come
Not
by
too
this
bad.
afternoon.
Not too bad.
We're just fine. Okay.
Also, then you would get to see all the new pretties.
There's that.
And we might yoo-hoo at you in person.
Yoo-hoo!
Makes it worth the trip. Worth the trip.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you that. What you did that? I went to Warm N Cozy and got you that.
Yoo-hoo, family. Anyway.
This is so silly.
Okay.
Why aren't we getting paid to do this? For this much fun? I mean, we could charge for this,
We could.
and I could get paid.
Anybody would pay us anything.
I'll pay you to turn this off. Okay.
I think they're all tuning out because the dang sign's cut off.
Because they don't know who we are. You think that's the case?
It's arm. What's this?
I think you're exaggerating. Stop
Okay.
looking at that. Stop it.
I'm not looking at it.
All right, so today, let's move right into our topic of conversation.
Should we?
We're going to,
Okay.
whether we want to or are ready to or not. So we've talked about pre-cuts in general before. Today we're going to focus specifically on fat quarters.
Because they're my favorite.
They are fantastic. They're Danielle's favorite. They're incredibly versatile. It is a large chunk of fabric. What do I want to show off?
That's a pretty one. Ooh. Okay.
Look at
You
this.
might even say that it's a quarter of a yard.
It's like a quarter of a yard because it is. 360 inches, square inches of wonderful fabric usefulness. Look at that.
Look at this.
So
Can
this
you
is,
tell that it's got like TVs on it?
I don't know if we're close enough to see that.
Yeah, you can see it.
Can you see them?
How
The old
cool is that?
console
Anyway.
TV sets. So this
Okay,
is
tell 'em about it.
Lori Holt's line. Is that
Yes.
who this is?
Yes, from Riley Blake, Lori Holt's line of B Basics. So this is like
Okay.
her basics,
Okay.
if you will. Who the heck is Lori Holt? Well, she does a lot of the farm girl vintage. Have you seen those? And I mean, and her fabric designs are beautiful. I love
Yeah.
the colors. Riley Blake is the company that prints it, and I love their fabric. So, of course, the hand is wonderful, and her designs are just fantastic.
Right.
This line is made to be like blenders, so you can tell. I mean, there's not like anyway, they're made like
hard
blenders,
print of any sort.
Right.
It's not stark flower. It's designed to be
right?
background.
Gonna go with whatever,
Yeah.
and made to like be used in the Farm Girl vintage books,
Oh,
where you're gonna make a little something and anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute.
okay, perfect. So let's talk a little more technically about fat quarters.
Yeah, what the heck is a fat quarter?
So a fat quarter by measurement. So this is the messed up part.
Mhm.
I found on multiple locations online that they measure fat quarters at being 18 by 22.
Okay, let me
However, I
explain.
use 18 by 20 as a gauge for dimension because I usually expect there to be selvage. on there. So what do you got on that opinion?
Okay. So what is the difference between buying a quarter of a yard and buying a fat quarter? Well,
Okay.
a quarter of a yard is 9 inches by the width of fabric. So selvage to selvage, right? Just 9 inches wide. Well, so you're limited then at only 9 inches. If you needed to cut something 10, you can't do that out of a quarter of a yard. So a fat quarter, essentially what you're doing is you're cutting a half yard, which is 18 inches. So that number is hard and fast rule.
Right.
It is going to be 18 inches wide
18.
by the width of fabric, but then you're going to cut it at the fold in half. So you only have selvage on one edge.
Right.
The other edge is where the fold would be, and so when we make fat quarters, you have to have 2. You can't just cut one fat quarter.
Right.
You have to cut a half yard, cut it in half. Now you've got a piece that's 18. Now, we generally say it's 18 by 20 because width of fabric varies. You guys have seen this. On the end of the bolt, it'll say, 44 to 45 or 42 or whatever. But it's never less than 40. So in my mind, I want to make sure that I have enough, right?
Right.
So whenever I do any math, I've got to make my binding and I need to know how many strips I'm going to cut. I'm always figuring that whatever bolt I'm pulling has 40 inches of usable space.
Right.
So I always do the math that the fat quarter is an 18 by 20. But I've seen it in lots of things where it's like, I think they're trying to make it sound like it's better, if you will.
Well,
like 18 by 22. Sometimes
I did
you
just
can.
measure this, and right at the, from edge of the selvage to the other side, it's about 22 inches. So, but if you like to be sure that, you're erring on the side of caution.
Right. I don't want you to
There's
say,
nothing wrong with that.
Do the math for this particular project and doing it based on 22 and one of your fat quarters in your bundle is short. And now you don't have enough to make that extra block.
Right.
That's no good, right?
Right. It's better to underestimate and have enough than to overestimate and be short.
Right.
Because if it's a fat quarter bundle that you can't get a hold of the fabric anymore, now you're hodgepodging something in and you may not be happy with that.
Right. I've had to do this. I've had to do that exact thing. And I don't want to have to do that.
Right. Okay. So how much does that actually mean when we say 360 inches of material? What can you get with that? I got numbers. Are you ready for these numbers?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a lot. What the heck?
There is a gnat. I don't know, Danielle. I'm sorry. I was trying not to bring attention to him, but we just did.
Okay.
Maybe he wants some camera time
He's a
himself.
special guest.
Special guest. Natty. I don't know where he's at now. So, with a fat quarter, you can get, if you go by 18
Are you
by
ready?
20.
Are you ready?
If you're talking 18 by 20, you can get 90 2-inch squares. 90 2-inch squares out of this chunk of fabric. That's it. I mean, really.
So sometimes people think, oh my gosh, that fat quarter bundle, that's expensive.
We'll get there.
And, a fat quarter is $350. That's expensive. You can get 92-inch squares.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You can
that's a
get
lot of fabric.
56 2.5-inch squares. Or you can get 42 3-inch squares. Or you can get 30 3.5-inch, 24 inch, 16 4.5. I wrote all these down. It's ridiculous. 12 5.5 or 5.
12?
12 5.5 or 12 5-inch.
So,
That's
for
a
those
lot.
of you that like the charm packs that are 5-inch squares,
Yeah.
fat quarters, you can get 12 5-inch squares out of one fat quarter.
And how many come in a charm pack usually? Like 40?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's only 4 fat quarters, and you could make your own charm pack.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. You could also get 9 6-inch squares or 6 6.5-inch squares. Or, I like this one personally, 2 10-inch squares. And,
You can't get 2 10-inch squares.
you sure?
It's 20.
Oh, wait, yeah,
by
you
80.
Sure you can.
Yeah, you can. You can. I was thinking
I did math, folks.
the 18 way.
Yeah, you want
I'm
to go
like,
the other way.
you can't get 2.
No, selvage to top. You should be able
Right.
to get 2 10-inch squares. And then with the leftover, you could still get 16 2.5-inch squares.
Who's excited about fat quarters?
I mean, that's a lot of material. Like, that could be bear paws, simply made. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Several of them.
Yeah.
So you got, October stash pot pie coming in a month. planned accordingly.
Yeah. Any stash pile bag.
So that's a lot of different cuts that you can get out of one basic pre-cut of fabric. It's not difficult, really.
So yeah, so why would you buy a bundle of fat quarters? Well,
Okay.
it's all going to be from the same line.
Yes.
It's all going to go together. You don't have to worry about that part of it. Like, oh, is that orange going to match, the rest of the collection?
Right.
Yes.
It will.
It will. Yeah.
Also, you get a lot of variance.
Mm-hmm.
If you love a fabric line that has 40 pieces in it, that's a lot to get yardage of.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just buy the fat quarter bundle, and now you have a piece of the whole line that you love so much.
Right.
And you can buy yardage of the ones that are your favorite
Right.
to make your quilt.
So we do not purchase for the shop to sell a lot of charms. So the 10-inch and the 5-inch, we only get some. We just don't buy a lot of them. The reason is because you can get so a lot of times they have one of each, one 10-inch square of everything in the line. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but that's way too scrappy for me. If I can only make one block that has this piece in it, I would rather be able to cut my own 10-inch squares and be able to make my own 10-inch section, set, than be stuck with only one. Because inevitably, I need two of something. So
Inevitably, because if you mess one up, it's nice to have the backup as well.
yeah.
There's that possibility.
Yeah. So
is Natty hanging out with you over there?
well, he was trying.
Poor Natty.
Anyway,
It's so much fun.
if he goes to my coffee, I'm gonna be mad.
Maybe he just needs a little pick me up.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So, as we've been discussing, 20 fat quarters. So, say if you buy a fat quarter bundle, that is, maybe that's 20. That
Let's
is
see.
5 yards of fabric, folks. 5 yards. 5 yards is a really good size throw. What is that one?
This is
25.
25.
So 6¼ yard of fabric. You could do a lot with
So
that.
so I think about things like they make patterns for 3-yard quilts.
Correct.
So just 3 yards will make a baby size to a small lap. It's bigger than a crib, but not, a huge throw.
Right.
But 5 yards, we talk about 5-yard quilts all the time. 5-yard quilts, that's 5 yards of fabric, right?
Yep.
So if this is 6 and something, I know I'm going to be able to mix it up and use what I want and have some left over.
The other thing that's great about these, like Sarah was saying, so you could buy an entire bundle of a line, a fat quarter bundle, get all the pieces that are in the line. Your local quilt shop may not carry that entire line. So when Curious Here came in, we got a lot of it, but we didn't get the whole line.
Right. These all
for one
right
reason
in here.
or another. There are some colors that we felt maybe wouldn't have gone so fast or gone so well.
Yeah.
Even though you love it, the majority of the, what we see doesn't usually go quick. So if your local shop is in the same way, where they only buy a select portion of the line, this is a great way to get the entire line for yourself to be able to use it however you want. So fat quarter bundles are fantastic in that regard, having that sort of diversity.
Right.
Without having to buy full yardage or anything like that.
So I grabbed a whole bunch of
I
these.
see that. What are you doing?
Okay, well, first of all, I said 3-yard quilts. This is from the same people who do the 3-yard quilts.
Fabric Cafe.
Fabric Cafe. They did this book called Fat Quarter Quilting Fun.
Yes.
So 7 new fat quarter quilts, and it has instructions to make them in multiple sizes, but using fat quarters to make 3-yard quilts. So, you need 12 fat quarters for each of these.
Yep.
So 12 fat quarters is 3 yards.
Now, some of these, not to really throw away the whole source of how it works, but you may need a duplicate of some fat quarters just for borders or whatever.
Yeah, for the ones that have a border, they said, you need 2 matching. But, do you really? Because
if they're super coordinating in colors, you probably not know difference.
You could be like completely opposite. Do half of your border one way and half your border the other way.
Kind of look framed. That'd be cool.
Like a shadow box kind of effect. Anyway.
That could be fun.
So, here's a whole bunch of patterns for fat quarters. So, okay, we've talked about this before, I guess a little bit, maybe.
What's that?
We jokingly talk about this, that really I have two hobbies. One hobby is collecting fabric.
Is that a joke? I thought you were serious.
And then the other hobby is actually doing something with it, right?
Well,
And some of us are better. It's not really a joke. That's the way it is. But some of us are better at one part than the other. I love to collect fabric. I love it so much I had to open my own quilt shop so that I could get more, right? So, so sometimes it's like, now I've got this. Now what do I do with it? A lot of people more recently have been trying to go the other way. Let me find a pattern. Then I'm going to find the fabrics that go with it. This is still a struggle for me because I go without a plan. I'm looking at stuff. I like it. I buy it. Then now I've got to go back the other way and try to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
so I think that falls into a lot more of a category if you're kind of traveling around checking out other shops.
Sure, absolutely.
Where you're going to walk in. You may not necessarily have a plan, but you're out of town visiting family, and there's a local shop that you've never been to before. You're going to go in there regardless, and you don't want to walk out empty-handed because I think there's laws against that.
Yeah, I think so too.
If not, there should be, maybe. Anyway, you're going to want to buy something without a real plan. So pre-cuts are great for that. Fat quarters are probably the most fantastic because they give you more options later on down the road.
Right.
Unless you just see some yardage that you absolutely must have, which is a possibility.
So then these books are all turning 20. Okay. And that's not turning 20 years old.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
And
No thanks.
doesn't have anything to do with like 2020.
We don't talk about 2020.
Nothing.
It's taking 20 fat quarters and making a quilt. So there are several books, turning 20 books.
Actually, I think the first quilt I ever did was a turning 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Mom. I think she still has it. I have no idea if she does or not.
Why would she not have it?
I don't know.
So this is the original. This is...
Was it out of this book?
No.
Oh.
This is turning 20 again. So this would be book 2.
Would that be... Never mind.
Who even knows what he was going to say?
It's probably best to not.
They show you like how to take your fat quarter and how to cut it.
Oh,
and then how to make
That's awesome.
These quilts. So then this is, I think the most recent is the Just Got Better.
Yeah.
And you can see there's even like some thought out design as far as, buying a few reds with your black and white. So making very much good.
Very much good, grit better.
Right. The like patchwork type quilts, but using a fat quarter bundle that's all going to go together. Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
This one's called Around the Block. So you have maybe a focus fabric that has a large print that you want to go in these certain blocks. It's taking those 20 fat quarters and also then your block fabric and going around those, making it a even more interesting quilt.
Okay. I like it.
So and there's tons more.
And these are like beginner-friendly conversations here. So if you're still relatively new to the whole quilting scene, these are great.
Very forgiving.
Check out a Turning 20 book. They are probably the best thing to do. Because like I said, the first one I ever did, and it wasn't the worst. I think I may have turned a block or two around the wrong way, but that's okay.
Yeah, well,
So you can always go that
Jeannie
route.
said she's better at collecting.
Yeah, and it sounds like...
But Jeannie, you get a lot done.
Yeah, but Eula May says she's got an addiction to collecting as well.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can collect. Just plan something at some point.
So then here's another thing I want you to think about. Okay, so the Farm Girl Vintage books.
Yeah. This seems like a big undertaking.
Yes, so here, I'm going to give you this.
Ooh, I haven't seen this one yet.
This one is Farm Girl Vintage Christmas. Or I'm sorry, not Farm Girl. It's just Vintage Christmas.
Okay.
You got to flip through there. That's kind of cool.
Can I flip through here? You guys want to see it with me? I can't come through. Sorry.
The Farm Girl Vintage books.
Oh,
there's one, and there's Farm Girl Vintage, and then there's Farm Girl Vintage 2. And the one thing about these books is each page is a different block. Okay, so these would be great for buying fat quarters, going to your collection of fat quarters and pulling one and making a block. It's very similar to what we did with our sampler blocks, just really using up those little pieces. But one thing that I would not do with a Farm Girl vintage is I would not be going, okay, well, how much fabric do I need? And working off of a particular amount of fabric.
Yeah.
I'm going to go collect. I'm going to collect some reds. I know that maybe I want to make this truck red, and I know that I want to make these things orange. So I'm going to have little pieces of everything, because we just found out you can get 90 2-inch squares out of a fat quarter.
It's a lot.
So, okay, I'm going to need little strips of red and little strips of yellow and a few little pieces. Let me collect and get some things going. Then when I'm ready to start, maybe that's when I look in here and go, okay, about how much yardage am I going to want for the background? They did use multiple backgrounds in here, and you absolutely can do that. But I tend to like for my background to all kind of match. So maybe at that point, I'm going to kind of get an idea of which size I want to make, which blocks I want to finish, and then relatively closely, how much background fabric do I want to get? That way, then I can start making the blocks and go from there.
Right.
So these have lots of different blocks, and you can decide, okay, I want to make the cat, I don't want to make the pumpkin, and then you have all of your blocks together, and it shows you kind of how to lay it out and make a pattern that's going to all work together. So the Farm Girl Vintage quilts, so a lot of times when you buy a book or a pattern, all the quilts are going to look the same, if you will, because they're laid out the same. The Farm Girl Vintage is not that way.
Oh, so these are designed to be a nice variation. You can make it your own.
Mm-hmm. If you like the gingerbread man and you want to make a whole row of them, and then you want to make...
That's some dedication to gingerbread men.
You can do that. Just like here, if you wanted to make a whole bunch of the horse or something. So in this case, if someone bought this book and they said, well, how much fabric am I going to need? Okay, you're going to need to have what blocks are you going to make? How many of them? All that kind of stuff. This is not, to me, in my opinion, this is not a quilt that you're going to have everything planned out and all of your pieces right there.
No, it's going to be very much tailored to whatever you're trying to do, and you're going to really just have to dive into your...
And it doesn't have to be. You do not have to plan this out. You're going to make some until you feel like that stuff blocks. Now let's put this together and figure it out.
Now, if your friend walks up to you and says, I want exactly that.
There is really, though, this one really cool thing in here.
What's that? Snowmen? They're cool.
No.
I saw this really cool pillow with lights on it. Oh, the trees with the car? I saw that. That was fantastic.
Look at this.
Look at that. That's the coolest block ever.
It's like
Station wagon with the pine tree on it.
Griswold or
the
whatever.
Griswold.
Like the
family Christmas or whatever it was. Yeah.
So,
family vacation.
Right.
Christmas vacation.
Christmas vacation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway. You want to make some trees with the... Anyway.
Station wagon. Cool. I mean, it's fantastic.
So,
but again, back quarters. You'll have a nice array of colors to choose from.
Exactly.
And off
when you then are like, oh, I don't usually buy a lot of pink, and I need some for this nose, if you will. Let me go through those fat quarters. I bet I got enough stuff to finish it off.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you have fat quarters shown here of the Lori Holt line that we have.
Yeah.
These are great to work with those because they are more basic.
Right.
But they do have enough of a pattern that it's still interesting. It's not that any blender is boring, but sometimes it's like, okay, it's a tonal, I get it. Like there's texture, but it's not cutesy.
Right.
Exactly.
These are cute.
Yeah, very cute.
Gotta love it. All right, what else you got there? What is this?
I love this little handy pocket guide, Quilting with Pre-Cuts. So
That's
this
a cool
talks about
guide.
all different pre-cuts and how much fabric you can get out of each one, but it definitely goes into fat quarters and does a lot of this same math and shows you kind of how you can cut them.
Right.
But it also shows you a lot of little blocks, like a bow tie block or, some very basic, simple blocks, little 9-patch, a star, and, using them to put together some blocks, sampler quilts, and then using your pre-cuts to make it happen. So.
And that's called what now? Quilting with pre-cuts.
Quilting with pre-cuts.
If you don't own this little book in your life, you might want to look into it.
Yeah, because it's like $7.95. It's not, and it's got tons of information in here.
Yeah, it's a lot in a little book. It's pretty great.
Oh, making 8 at a time.
Half squares?
Half square triangles. Did you know that you can make them 8 at a time by just having?
I did know that. I read it somewhere one time on Google.
So yeah, so then there's things like this, like you're going to work on a quilt that is springtime and bees, or like things like that make you think of like.
I'm allergic.
This is a great little fat quarter bundle for that type of situation, right?
Right.
And you don't have to, and they're tonal, but they have something else going on. They're going to look great in whatever blocks you're doing.
Correct.
If you're doing like a mystery quilt, those are great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so can you reach over there and get the new...
Oh, these guys here?
Yeah. So then there's patterns like this that tell you... so this one we have hanging up in the shop, and Carla made it out of the Tim Holtz Christmas.
Oh, is that tree one?
Mm-hmm.
That tree one is
super
cool
cute.
looking.
And this will tell you, okay, you need 34 fat quarters to make this quilt.
A lot.
Yeah.
But there's
So
25 right there.
right.
All you need is 10 more.
Yeah, and
You could add in some solids and some blenders and really flush out a full line that you love.
mm-hmm.
There you go.
So this is Pine Hollow. Anyway, the stars in it are a little wonky. The trees are a little wonky. It's kind of fun.
But it's supposed to be that way.
Right.
They're designed to be a little wonky.
This is a cute little Christmas pretty packages. And this one you need 16 fat quarters for the presents, 6 fat quarters for ribbons and bows.
Okay.
So that's a nice way of going, okay, so the packages, they're going to be a little bit bigger. Let me kind of go through my fat quarters and see what I have that would work for that. The bows and the ribbons, I pretty much want those to be kind of solid. Let me, look at those that way. So anyway, cute new patterns that we have, also using fat quarters.
Gotcha. All right. Jeanette, she asked about the $1 off and the other thing. Okay, so the $1 off is in-store only. For our online customers, you get the 10% off because we can't make the math work super easily because our computer is. Thank you, POS system.
Right, so it's just going to take 10%.
So you get 10% off unless you can make it in.
Right. Sorry.
So
Do
much
the best
fun.
we can with the system we have.
Right. We make do. Sometimes it works well with us. Sometimes it's not the friendliest.
So we have I want to show. Can you grab those 2 fat quarter
Oh, you want to see
bundles?
both of these?
Yeah. So I want to show them that. So these come pre-packaged. These are Kate.
Yes.
And like this one here's Tula. So Kate Facet, and you can see all those colors go nicely together. And this is going to be a 20-piece bundle of his line there.
Yes.
But this one, sitting right next to it, is one that we've cut. So this is new Tim Holtz Christmas. And so we cut one from each of the entire line. Sometimes we'll even throw in, if we want to get to 20 pieces, this one was only 16. So sometimes we'll get to 20 by putting in some reds or whites or other things from other lines just to fill that up so it's a good bundle. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
What was the name of the fat quarter book?
The quilting with pre-cut one, or
So
we have so many
have
books anymore.
Turning 20. There's several Turning 20 books, and those are all fat quarters. Or this one, which is the Fat Quarter Quilting Fun. That's the 3-yard people, Fabric Cafe, doing fat quarters.
Or the quilting with pre-cuts. Did we say that already? Did you show that one again?
How
Sorry.
many books do I have
I lost track.
upside down?
There's so
This
many
one
books.
is called Quilting with Pre-Cuts. And that's got lots of good information about all different kinds of pre-cuts.
Right.
Oh, these are upside down. Okay.
Okay.
So-
Exciting.
While we're talking pre-cuts briefly,
Yeah.
can you explain why sometimes it's called a roll, sometimes it's called
Sure.
a jelly roll, sometimes it's a 2.5-inch strip?
You got it. So
Mm.
there are certain things, just like Fabric TV,
Tim.
that have been trademarked by certain companies. So
Quilt Witch, TM.
So Moda owns the name Jelly Roll. So
Yes.
if someone else decides to cut 2.5-inch strips, they cannot call it a Jelly Roll because it's not. It's not from Moda. Moda owns Jelly Rolls. That makes sense?
It's kind of like Band-Aid versus an adhesive bandage.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, so your Jelly Rolls are strictly Moda, and you will hear lots of people refer to all 2.5-inch strips as Jelly Rolls. They are not.
Right. It's like, and Kleenex versus
Right.
tissue. It's
Right.
It's a branding thing that has
So-
happened. Moda nailed it.
So yeah, Moda has Jelly Roll. They also have Layer Cake. Layer Cake is the 10-inch squares. And then everybody else calls them charms. And the charms can be either 10-inch or 5-inch. So.
I think there's also mini charms with 2.5-inch, if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
I've seen those. And then
Yeah.
there's also, I think another TM name is, what do they call them?
Honey buns.
Honey buns.
Little
The
They're
buns.
all like dessert names.
Yeah,
Those
because
are TM.
right, yeah. Those are all the Moda trademark names, and that is but they do a lot of things like recipes using your Jelly Roll or your honey, or your layer cake to make this cute recipe, which is just a pattern, and it's so cute that they've put all that together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of effort and work, and it was worth
Yeah.
the branding and the time that they put into it. So,
Right.
But again, if you see a fat quarter bundle or you see a 10-inch square pack, if it's not a Moda line, then it's just a charm pack.
Yeah, usually they're called charm packs. And other companies have come up with fun things too. None of them have stuck, like Kleenex or like Band-Aid or like Moda's Jelly Roll. Or like Moda's Jelly Roll, that stuck, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's a lot of fun information on fat quarters.
Do you guys have questions?
Do you have questions? I don't have questions. You said that looking at me weirdly. I
Sorry.
don't know. But she has no one else to look at because she doesn't have a camera to stare at. That's waving.
He was waving for me, I think.
I was trying to help out. There's a
know
dessert
what's
roll
happening.
too. Can you tell me the size those are? Can't find it anyplace.
dessert roll,
A
don't know.
dessert roll.
So I do know that Free Spirit has design rolls that are 6-inch
Yeah.
strips.
I'm familiar with those because we got some of those in Cape, I believe.
Yeah, we've had some Cape and some Tula design rolls that are 6-inch. Maybe dessert. I do not know about dessert rolls.
I don't either.
I think they're the 6-inch strip.
That would make some sense.
I have only seen Cape and Tula in 6-inch rolls.
Yeah, they're either a 5-inch or a 6-inch strip.
Okay. So that would be a 5 or 6-inch strip.
According to my very quick Google search.
Thank you, Google, for everything you do, and thank you, Sarah, for using it. Thank you. So there's that. Okay. What other questions you got? Thank you, Cindy. I'm waiting for anybody. Any question? Come on.
You got more
Fat
stuff to
quarter
tell us
related.
about?
Do I have?
Why are
at
we
this
talking
point-
about fat quarters?
Well, I don't know. Why are we talking about fat
Because
quarters?
in like 2 weeks we have Fat Quarter Frenzy. Is it
What
true?
now? What is
Yeah.
that?
Fat Quarter Frenzy
What is that?
is fat quarters are going to be $2.
$2
Mhm.
per fat quarter.
Mhm.
What are they normally?
$3.50.
That's $1.50 off per fat quarter.
Mhm.
That's a dang good deal. So that's
It
gonna
will
be in 2
not
weeks?
include the bundles that are already bundled together, but
Hmm.
all of our little individual ones, anything that we cut in the store that's individual
Mhm.
will be $2 a fat quarter.
So
Wow.
if they're not bundled, you could still find fat quarters from a whole line that are
Absolutely.
intermixed in our
Mm-hmm.
stock.
Right.
Huh.
You can also buy blenders and solids or whatever and make your own, just beef up your stash.
Right.
What a wonderful idea.
Mhm.
Well, that'll be fun to look forward to because birthday month, you get all the presents. I don't get any of that.
Right.
And for our not close friends, we're working on a mystery fat quarter bundle that you'll be able to purchase online.
Yeah. We're going to make it that way all the time, that you can order mystery fat quarters from us all the time.
Oh, that'll be a good time. In case you ever need to just mysteriously get some fat quarters.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I like it. So it doesn't look like we have any other questions on fat quarters. I don't know that there's much more we can give on fat quarters. They are fantastic. So, and Cindy is excited about the online option for fat quarters.
Yay.
We were thinking of you when we had this conversation,
Mhm.
Cindy.
We're going to make it so that you can order the fat quarters, and then in your notes, you can say, I prefer brights, or I'm looking for blues, or,
We'll do our best.
and we'll do our best. Yep.
That'd be fun. I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
I love mysteries, and I would prefer to not even tell you. I'm just going to say, okay, just send me 10 of them.
I think there's something to that, because if you order, if I order 10 fat quarters and I need some blues, it's a lot easier to get, somebody to pick out 10 blues that go together instead, because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look at this one and I'm going to go try to match it with this one. But I don't really care for that because obviously that's green. So instead of me taking all that time and effort, I'm going to say, hey, you, send me those.
Right.
Surprise me with them. And then I'll just have to work with them, like it or not. And if I don't like one, I'll just give it to my friend. Here, you use that. There's nobody over there. They won't
You
use
give it to your friend, and you say, here, you can cut 90 2-inch
92-inch squares.
With your stripology ruler, in no time, you'd have 92-inch squares.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, stripology ruler. Boom. Done. I did check out for a second there, though. I won't lie. Let's see here. Deborah, your online service is awesome. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for using it. May, I bought fat quarters for a quilt, for a baby quilt. Sue Bonnet Sue. Oh, the Sue Bonnet Sue thing? Those are fantastic.
Yeah.
Or Sue Bonnet Sue. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that a thing? I'm looking at Sarah to know all this. You got the Googles. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, fat quarters for a baby quilt. That's fantastic.
Bonnet Sue.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe it's Sue Bonnet.
Because autocorrect sometimes is a monster. Will you please stop it, autocorrect?
Do you think we could do a whole show about how we buy fabric?
What do you mean?
Like how the shop buys fabric, how you buy fabric, how
Like
I buy
in-depth
fabric?
kind of thing?
Yeah, because it's different.
That could be an interesting.
Ooh, that would be fun. Oh, do we tell them about next week?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we should let them know.
So I have to tell you guys, this is a very crazy time of year for our family. We have
Marching band season.
it's marching band season, and for those of you who are like, there's a season for that? Yes, there is.
High school
And
At
football
the same
season.
time as football season.
Right.
Same as high school football
Right.
season, yeah.
So, today we are leaving after this to go to a competition. But through September and October, there's a bunch of Saturdays that we can't be here at all.
Yeah. But we're not abandoning you.
No. We are. So next week, you will have Sarah and Carla.
Special guest Carla.
Carla's going to be on. I don't know what they're going to talk about.
I'm going to find out with you guys.
Yeah. Probably as we drive somewhere, we'll
Yes.
have it on in the car.
In the car, and it'll be
Because
fantastic.
we have to. We're driving to Murfreesboro, I think, next week. Yeah.
I don't even know anymore.
Right.
They were all over the place. But it'll be a good time. So make sure you come in next week and check it out, or come online, or whatever
Yeah.
you do. Be
Yeah,
here,
Don't come
there,
here,
but here.
Come here.
but whatever. So yeah, that'll be fun. We could see what Carla's got for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
I
find
think,
out.
I think we need to come up with some more things like that.
Yeah.
How do you buy fabric? How do I buy fabric? How does the shop buy fabric?
Yeah.
How does a designer come up
how
with
we
a
do
way?
I do it the same way you do it. Now, I give somebody some money and they give it to me.
Yes.
Ta-da!
But in the fabric world and the quilting world where everything is so pretty, how do you choose the one?
It is tough.
Yeah.
There's a horrible list of so many things you have to wade through.
And why do we do this torture to ourselves?
And you know what? It is really probably the hardest part of my job is buying fabric that I hope that you like also.
Yeah.
So when I see a sales rep, I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
So
ready to
fabric
make
choose from.
decisions.
And there's
I like
nothing
do it.
worse than being haunted by the things we didn't buy.
I
Right,
know.
We should have got that. Why didn't we?
Especially once it comes out, because once it comes out, I can't get it too late.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. All right.
Backing off of that, we're always looking for topic suggestions.
Always looking for
If
topic
there's
suggestions.
something that you want more information on, we will do our best to bring it to you. You
Mhm.
can leave those in the comments or email them to us. We do read and check those things. So please
True statement.
let us know.
Yes, and we're always asking for your suggestions on topics. And if we haven't covered it in the last couple of months, then it's a good chance that we'll actually get to that. So.
Okay, so we got other housekeeping, yeah?
Other housekeeping things as we move out of the fact quarter conversation to Monday's flash sale. As you all know, we do this every Monday on the website. We take a category of some sort and we put it on sale at whatever ridiculous discount as Danielle decides on Monday morning. This Monday, starting at 9 a.m., do we want to tell them what it's going to be? Or do we want to make sure that they check it out?
I think that we need to tell them.
I think you should tell them. Go ahead.
So we have done things where we've chosen like a color. Like,
Yes.
okay, this week we're going to do all blues. Or
Right.
we've done patriotic.
Right.
One thing we haven't done
What's that?
is designers.
Oh, no.
So we are picking Tim and Tula.
Oh, my goodness.
And they will be on sale on Monday.
Oh, my Lord.
On our website.
On our website?
Monday only.
Only warmandcozyquilting.com/shop. Go to the Monday flash sale section. Check it out Monday, 9 a.m. And it runs when? Till midnight?
Mm-hmm.
You only have till midnight to get those prices.
Yep. Our system now takes it all down. They'll still be in that category. You could still go in there and look, but it'll be back to regular price. So that's
Yeah.
no fun.
So if you go in there and you put stuff in your cart and then come back Tuesday morning thinking, I'll finish that. Nope. It'll delete them all for you. So,
Yeah. Sorry about that.
not sorry. You have till midnight on Monday, 9 a.m. to midnight. That's a big window
Right.
to make it.
Yeah, he used to laugh at me when we first started doing this. He was like, "Oh yeah, flash sale. It's only 24 hours long. Like how is that even considered a
Flashy.
flash?"
Not really. Now I give you, at least 12 hours, 14, whatever the math is there. So make sure you go check that out on Monday. Tim and Tula. Because
Tim and
sometimes you need some Tim and Tula in your life, especially if we're going to put a price discount on it. Love it. Then,
Tim Holtz and Tula Pink, if we didn't.
if you weren't clear
Yeah, I
on who
don't
Tim
know.
and Tula were, we just figured if you know, you know.
So this morning I was like, "We're gonna have Tim Holt and Lori Holt."
Yeah, you got some Holt.
As long as their name is Holt,
Danielle's a fan.
with or without the Z on the end. Anyway, I cracked myself up.
Yes, you do. It's okay. Also, Housekeeping Wednesday is our or our live sale
Yes.
here on the Facebooks, 5 p.m. Come back, see what we got for sale. Usually it's whatever came in that week. It's kind of what makes it to the floor or for the screen because
What about this
we never
week?
really know. Do we know what we're doing this Wednesday?
Yeah, we do.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Apparently Sarah knows what we're doing this Wednesday. Do you want to tell them? Because we haven't told them Wednesday in a long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we
did
have.
tell him this.
Did we?
It's the end of the bolt.
What?
End of the bolt this Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, this week is the 15th.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
This Wednesday, you have to be here at 5.
5 o'clock.
Okay.
End of the bolt. How many of you participated in the bolt sale before? Raise your hand. Yes, no, okay. It's chaos in that it goes very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We will have many end of bolts that we need to get rid of. Skinny bolts that need a home. So we're talking a couple yardage
Mm-hmm.
per bolt, maybe,
Yeah.
And it's gonna be
Anything
here,
that's low yardage.
and then gone.
Yep.
So that is at 5 o'clock.
And I'm going to just pre-apologize to people who don't get the bolts that they want. But you will get some that you want.
Right.
And it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. It'll be a good time.
Mhm.
So make sure you're here for that.
Yeah.
And beyond that, I mean, really, there's not much else. We have
New stuff coming in all the time.
that's about the extent of that.
Come and check it out.
Yeah.
There's still stuff in the shop that I think maybe we've shown once, and you thought, "Oh, that was okay," but you didn't get it,
Or maybe you missed that week.
or you
couldn't
missed
join
that
us.
week. I mean, there's lots of pretty stuff in my store.
There's
Come
lots.
See.
Come check it
Come
out.
check out the clearance. Get yourself some extra dollars off, right?
Yeah. And,
Right.
and if you can't make it in, shop it online and get 10% off using
Yeah.
the code
I'm so-
CLEAR at checkout.
I'm so glad that we've at least been able to give you 10% off on the website because I was concerned, which, okay, for most things, that's going to be 89 cents off instead of $1 off. Like, you're seriously doing just about as good as being in shop.
Right.
So, as close as I can get.
As close as we can get with our website. All right.
It's like Price is Right rules.
At this point, I don't have a lot more unless you do. But
Mhm.
since we have to go and do a thing, we probably need to go get to work and do things before we go and do the things.
Yeah, what he said.
So, that good? You good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
All right, we're going to get out of here.
See you guys later.
Bye.
I don't know what to say.